I'm sure you made the right decision. It wasn't really a decision, was it? Whatever the rights or wrongs of the situation, you made the right decision. If you say so, Mrs. Davidson. Oh, I do.
Get out of my way.
Oh, Bean, George, the guy, quick! Bean!
Let go, let me go.
Get up!
Well, who the hell's this?
You gonna let me out or not?
Not until you answer a few questions.
Yeah, well, I haven't done nothing to you.
Well, you nicked our lunch for a start.
And you've been trespassing.
And we'd like to know the reason why.
Yeah, well, if you don't let me go, I'm warning you, you're gonna be in big trouble.
Oh, and what's a big brave boy gonna do? You know, I don't fancy a chance of taking on the three of us. And Lizzie here's a real terror when she gets going.
Yeah, well, I'll call the cops, and you could all end up in the clink.
Oh, I'm very sorry, Sonny, but we got no choice.
Yeah, it's the cheapest rent in town, you know.
Home from home.
You mean you're all cons?
Well, we prefer to call ourselves guests of Her Majesty, if you don't mind.
But, well, look, why didn't you say so? You can help me.
And why should we?
Well, I'm on the run. The cops are after me.
Oh, we'd already figured that one out.
Yeah, but I didn't do it. At least I didn't mean to. Look, if you let me explain, I'll tell you everything.
Oh, I reckon it's worth having a bit of a listen, Bee.
Well...
Hey, somebody's coming.
All right, go on.
Oh, Doreen, you're useless. Look at the mess you've made. You better clean that up before they even cuts themselves. We're coming, Mr. Fletcher.
What's going on?
Mr. Fletcher, I just dropped this cup and I'm picking it up, you know?
Well, come on, all of you, outside. We need to make a start in that garden. Come on, Burns. Put some elbow grease into it.
I'm fed up with this, Mr. Fletcher. I got better things to do inside.
Yeah, like in the roof, for instance.
The roof? What are you talking about?
Oh, it's just like in the telly, Mouse. There's a fella up in the roof.
A fella?
Your voice down. Mr. Plod's just over there.
Come on, Dor, tell me about your fella.
Oh, well, he's not mine.
Well, not yet he isn't, but she's working on it.
Oh, he's a lovely young chap. God, I wish I was 30 years younger.
And you'd still be his grandmother.
Come on, cut the chatter and get on with it.
Excuse me, young man.
I think she secretly fancies me.
He's a real spunk, Mouse. He's on the run for something, but he couldn't have done nothing too bad because he's too nice.
I'll grow up, Doreen. He could be a murderer for all we know.
Oh, well, we're not exactly squeaky clean, you know.
Oh, Dor!
Oh, sorry, Bea. I didn't mean nothing by it. Just I like him, that's all.
Of course you do. He's wearing pants, isn't he?
Not for much longer.
Not like that. I just think he's nice.
Oh, so do I, love.
Well, what do you think, Bee?
I'm reserving my judgment. But if he gets out of line, I get a good thump around the ears, and I don't care who it upsets.
It's not just the noise, it's just that I can't find out anything about this organisation you seem to belong to.
Yes, well, we're a charitable organisation, Mrs. Reed.
Well, I must say, you don't seem to be very charitable. You or your friend there.
What do you mean?
You just stand around and watch while the women do all the hard work. It's almost as though you give the orders and they jump to it. Now, in all the charities I belong to, we all pull together.
Yes, no. Birdsworth, where do you think you're off to?
Oh, it's these cold winds, Mr. Fletcher. Just have to go to the toilet. Won't be a sec.
Don't you think it's about time you told me exactly what you're up to?
And it's not as if it's full time. You'll only spend 2 days in reception. The rest of your work duties will be spent in the laundry with your friends.
Oh, gee, Mrs. Davidson, I don't know. I don't think I'm exactly the secretary type.
Well, it's not exactly that kind of job. I'm sure you'll be able to handle it. Alison Page proved very efficient.
Yeah, but she was more the type. I mean, I'd be more at home on a forklift.
Oh, nonsense. You'll pick it up in no time.
Pick it up, forklift. Well, you sure make it hard for a girl to say no.
Then you will try it?
Yeah, why not?
Splendid. You'd better report to Miss Scott right away. She will show you the procedure, and there's no point in wasting any time.
You're the boss.
Do you really think Brian can handle the job?
We need someone in reception now that Alison Page has been released. I'm glad you withdrew the charges on that poor woman. It could have been some time before she was returned to her family.
Well, I didn't want you to think I was being pig-headed. I realised the pressure you've been under.
Well, this job is never easy, but for some reason this week it's just been impossible.
Well, if there's any way I can help.
Thank you. We shall be working together very closely for the next couple of months. So I would like our relationship to be a happy one.
I'm sure it will be.
Come in.
Sorry, Mrs. Davidson, but there's quite a crowd outside the front gates. I think it's some sort of demonstration. They've got placards and they're chanting slogans.
Demonstrators?
Yes.
That's all I needed. Well, I suppose we'd better check on it.
Do you think there'll be any trouble?
I doubt it. These demonstrations are usually just nuisance value.
Hey, you can come down now. It's safe.
You sure?
Yeah, all the others are outside. I said I wanted to go to the toot. I thought you might like to stretch your legs.
Geez, thanks, Mrs.
Lizzie, you can call me Lizzie. Everybody does.
Oh, Peter Richards.
Oh, pleased to meet you, Pete. I expect you must be feeling like a bite. I reckon there should be some sandwiches left.
Look, I feel a bit bad about pinching your lunch today.
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. You know that one with the red hair called Bee? Well, she's sort of a boss around here, and she doesn't really like you being here. She reckons she's going to thump you if you cause any trouble, so you watch your step. She's a good mate of mine, but she can be heavy.
Yeah, I mean, what can she do to me? The only thing I'm worried about is the cops. I mean, I don't want to end up in prison.
Well, we got to keep you away from them, haven't we? I spent more than half my life inside, so I wouldn't wish that on a dog.
Half your life? What'd you do?
Oh, it's a long story. Anyway, I'm getting out next week, so I suppose it's all for the best.
Jesus, they got to be crazy. Fancy putting someone as nice as you in the nick.
Oh, go on.
Freedom now! 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 Freedom now!
Well, isn't that an appetizing-looking bunch? Should we call the police?
Oh, I don't think that's necessary. I've seen quite a few demonstrations. Mostly, they're just students letting off steam. Idealistic crusaders.
That lot doesn't look very idealistic to me.
Well, whatever they are, there's no point in antagonizing them. Just leave them to their own devices. They'll soon get tired and go home.
Freedom now! Freedom now! Freedom now! Freedom now! Freedom now! Freedom now! Freedom now!
We'll see.
Freedom now! Freedom.
Thanks for the sandwich. It's great.
Well, we got to keep your strength up, haven't we? How'd you manage before we got here?
I've been okay. My little brother Martin's been helping me. He's a great little kid. I'm a bit worried about him getting involved in this, though.
Martin. I met a little kid called Martin down the milk bar. Lovely little kid. Cheeky smile, snowy hair.
Yeah, that's him. Poor little bugger. He's got asthma, though.
Well, what do you know? I wondered why he was hanging around here.
I hope nobody else has noticed him. I don't want people to start hanging around here.
So he's the one who's been looking after you, has he?
Yeah. He's about the only one in the family that'll have a bar of me now. He usually brings me something hot every day, you know. Fish and chips or something. Actually, he should be around any moment now.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll go and keep an eye out for him. And Dor here, she'll have a talk to you, won't you, Dor?
Yeah, anyway, Fletcher's getting a bit toey because you haven't been around for a while, you know?
Well, I better put in an appearance, hadn't I?
Doreen, is it?
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know your name.
Peter.
Oh. You okay?
How do you mean?
Well, stuck up in the roof all that time. I mean, you mustn't have had much room to move around.
Oh, it's okay. It's sort of an attic up there. It's a bit cold, I suppose, but I haven't got much choice. I mean, where else can I go?
What did you do?
You think I'm stupid if I tell you.
Oh, no, I won't, honest. I mean, I haven't been an angel all my life, you know.
Well, I don't even know how I got in such a mess. Well, me and me two mates, we got a bit smashed too many times, you know. I suppose I shouldn't have even been driving. Anyway, they said let's do a bust on a service station. I thought they were kidding. I mean, I buy my petrol at that service station. Didn't think they were going to go through with it. Anyway, I drove them down to the service station. It all happened so fast. I mean, they had a gun and they knocked over the cash box and I didn't know. I swear I didn't.
Well, what happened then?
Oh, they jumped in the back and I took off like Peter Brock. Cops picked me mates up 3 hours after that. There's no way in the world they haven't told on me now.
Yeah, but it wasn't your fault. You just got sucked in.
Well, who's going to believe that? I mean, my own father chucked me out of the house, said I was dead as far as he was concerned. Shrimp's the only friend I got now.
Shrimp?
Yeah, it's my kid brother, Martin.
Ah. But Lizzie really likes you. And I'll be your friend if you like.
Will you?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh, there's a hell of a racket out there, huh?
So much for Mrs. Davidson's. They'll get tired and go home.
Well, I'm glad we're in here. I agree, and I never thought I would.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Allowing a bunch of intellectual, anti-social trendies dictate to us. Feel like I'm in prison.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Well, I have to go out to lunch, and I intend to do just that.
Oh, I don't think that's a very good idea, Mrs. Powell.
I don't give a damn what you think.
But Mrs. Davidson says
And I
that
don't care what Mrs. Davidson says.
Just a minute, young fella, my lad. What have you got there?
None of your business.
You've got something to do with those wretched women, haven't you? I've seen you hanging around.
I have not.
You come along with me. I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Leave him alone, you old bat.
How dare you speak to me like that?
I'll speak to you any way I like, because you're nothing but an old busybody who can't mind her own business.
I happen to be a concerned citizen who's trying to find out who you are and what you're doing here.
You want to know who we are? Well, I'll tell you. We're from the lunatic asylum. We're fixing up this place for the other nuts. We're a bunch of loonies.
You're not really a loony, are you?
Of course I'm not Shrimp. You remember me from yesterday, don't you?
Sure, you're Lizzie. How'd you know they call me Shrimp?
Your brother Peter told me.
Peter? I don't know no Peter. You got the wrong kid, lady.
Oh, of course you do. He's my mate. He's yours too. Come on, he wants to see you.
Well, all right.
Just a minute, Lizzie. You know the rules, no outsiders.
Oh, gee, Mr. Fletcher, just when me and me mate was going to elope.
No? Who's your boyfriend?
This is Martin. His mum and dad work all day, and so I thought I'd just ask him in for a bit of lunch and a cup of tea before he goes back to school.
I see. Hello, Martin. My name's Jim.
Hi.
How's school?
Yuck.
Listen, you better hurry up and have that cup of tea. You don't want to be late getting back. You make sure that Lizzie looks after you.
She will. She's a nice lady.
Yeah, of course she is.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Fletcher.
Yeah, well, see, there's a whole group of us that come up here to the attendance centre to clean it up because we're going to use it for remand prisoners and like...
Pete, you okay?
Sure, Shrimp. It's good to see you, mate.
Yeah, I told you so.
Yeah, well, I was just being careful.
Oh, that's all right, love.
Listen, how's Mum taking it?
She cries a lot, and Dad won't even let us mention your name.
Listen, mate, I don't want you getting into trouble.
Don't worry, I can handle
Now,
myself.
hang on. Don't get the wrong idea, mate. Listen, I am scared to death. And I'm not too bright either, otherwise I wouldn't be in this mess, would I?
But I don't get it.
No buts, mate. Listen, there is nothing smart about breaking the law. I mean, look at me. My family's disowned me. I'm cooped up in a hole like an animal. And I don't want you getting into the same mess, mate.
I think he's telling you for your own good, Martin.
I don't care. He's me brother, and I'm sticking with him.
Freedom now! 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 Freedom now!
Let the lady through!
Freedom now! Lady! Freedom now! Lady! Freedom now! Justice now! Freedom now! Freedom now! Freedom now! Freedom now! Freedom now! Freedom now!
Get out of my way!
Freedom now! 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 Are we going to be bullied by an unjust authority? No! Then let's push on that machine. Listen!
You people are breaking the law!
We're not under the jurisdiction of your law. We only recognize the law of the individual conscience. Yeah!
right, miss?
Just arrest her for me. She deliberately attacked me.
All right, break it up.
Your actions are inexcusable. You deliberately provoked a confrontation with these people after I specifically told you to leave them alone.
But Mrs. Davidson...
I haven't finished yet, Mrs. Powell. The leader of this group has been arrested and is being sent here on remand. I hold you personally responsible for the entire episode. Is that clear?
Yeah, and when the kid took me bike, Pete made him give it back.
Give it a rest, Shrimp.
Oh, well, I reckon you're real lucky to have each other.
Screw coming, quick.
Sounds like you're having a bit of a party.
Oh, no, Mr. Fletcher. I was just telling Martin here about how I nearly fainted at school one day when we cut up this frog. Wasn't I, Martin?
Yeah, she must have been a real sissy.
Oh, I don't know about that. Biology wasn't exactly my favourite subject either. No, sport was more my style.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah?
Well, I reckon it's time we have to be getting back now, Martin.
Yeah, we'll have to start packing up soon.
Can I come back tomorrow?
Can he, Mr. Fletcher?
Oh, I don't know if we're still here. Mrs. Reed seems intent on making more trouble for us.
Oh, you can get around her, Mr. Fletcher.
Yeah.
Let go of me! I can walk! Jesus! I know my rights! I can walk!
Hennessy on remand. Here are the papers.
Right.
Let me go!
Andrea Jane Hennessy, you are charged with common assault, resisting arrest, assaulting a police officer, indecent language and willful damage. You'll be held on remand pending a hearing to answer these charges.
Is that a fact? Let me go!
I've got to.
Good luck.
Right. I can
still.
stand.
Miss Hennessy, I am Mrs. Davidson, Governor of Wentworth.
Well, I don't acknowledge you or Wentworth. I am a political prisoner fighting a war against social injustice, and I demand to be treated as such.
Nevertheless, you have broken the law, and you are an inmate in here. It would help us both if your stay here could be as peaceful as possible.
I'm sure it would.
That will be enough.
I will not be patronised by a reactionary fascist pig like you.
A little time in here will no doubt mellow your attitude. We shall meet again.
I can hardly wait.
Fingerprints, right?
Get me! Oh. Have you got it?
Hennessy. Right. Now you're on my territory.
I thought you were all leaving.
Oh, Mr. Fletcher's just packing the van now, so we thought we'd sneak away for a minute.
Yeah, we were worried about you, Peter.
We think you ought to give yourself up.
Well, they do. I don't. The cops won't give you a chance.
Are you serious?
Well, you can't stay here forever and you can't go home. And there's no way you're going to make it on your own. And with what Doreen tells us, this is the only way you've got a chance.
Some chance.
Oh, Bee's right, Pete. You'll never make it on your own, and it's not fair to drag young Martin into it.
So you want me to just walk in and surrender like that?
No, not just like that. First of all, you've got to find someone you can trust, and someone the cops trust.
But I don't know anyone like that.
Well, we do. She's a parole officer at Wentworth.
Mrs. Morris.
Yeah, she's a real beaut person. She used to be a screw, but oh, you'd never know it.
And the main thing is she's straight, and you can trust her.
Sounds like you got it all figured out for me.
So if I can fix it, you'll see her?
No, I suppose so. I've got no choice, really. I mean, I'm a prisoner here anyway.
Wow, that's hardly the Hilton, is it?
You're here for punishment, not a holiday.
Oh, God, you people are so predictable.
That is your bed. You're expected to make it and keep this room tidy at all times. You will remain in here until the bell goes for evening meal. Any questions?
To hear is to obey, O lackey of the law.
I'm Judy Bryant, We're going to be sharing in here. It's not much, but it's home. You're Andrea Hennessy, right?
So?
So. Hey, I saw you out in reception coming on with that heavy political stuff. I thought you had a lot of guts to stand up to Davo the way you did.
Listen, guts have got nothing to do with it. I don't belong in here.
Oh, we all feel like that sometimes.
Our demonstration was meant as a show of intellectual strength, not military force.
Intellectual, is it? Well, kid, whatever turns you on.
Listen, don't be flippant. This is war. Anyway, now that I'm here, maybe I can persuade some of the more brighter ones amongst you to resist the pressures of an immoral legal code.
Oh. So you want to help us, is that it?
Well, of course I want to help you.
Thank you. You can help me by getting off my bed.
Well, I'm quite comfortable here.
I'm very happy for you, but you see, this is my bed here. I'm very attached to it.
You know, possession is 9/10 of the law.
Is it? Make your bed.
Excuse me.
It was a real riot. Yeah, Mrs. Powell got punched up. I wish I'd seen it.
Now, let's get things straight. Pal only got thumped on the head. She wasn't really hurt.
Pity. Hey, Lee, I reckon it's her.
Oh, hi. I'm B. Smith.
Andrea Hennessy. I'm here because...
Yeah, I know why you're here.
Yeah, good on you, love.
Well, news travels fast.
When'd you hear me?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
They don't want the movement to gather momentum, so they're rushing me through a local court with an establishment judge. It's no more than a token gesture to justice.
You seem to know a lot about it.
Well, I should. I'm a law student.
Then we've got lots to talk about.
Oh, it's the first egghead we've had here since Karen.
Well, why did you pick Wentworth for your demonstration?
Because it's a women's prison. The new freedom movement is anti-sexist as well as anti-establishment.
Well, why new freedom? Surely freedom is freedom anytime.
No, look, you're wrong. People have never been free in the way we are, Dickhead.
Well, we gotta have rules, haven't we?
Well, to a degree. But you see, we believe that each individual is responsible for his or her own destiny. And all penal institutions should be abolished.
No more prisons. Well, I'll be in that.
Isn't that a little unrealistic?
Why? Crime is basically a revolt against the artificial structures imposed by governments in order to maintain the status quo.
Artificial what?
I think it's French. For boring.
No, I think they enjoyed the change. They certainly work well. Mrs. Reed could be a problem, though.
Yes, we'll have to watch her. Nevertheless, your day does sound better than mine.
Yes, I heard about Colleen's little effort.
You know, she deliberately provoked that crowd. I don't know what to do about her. We're so short-staffed as it is. I was hoping that now you've had time to think about it, you might...
Mrs. Davidson, you know I've made up my mind.
Yes, but I do wish you'd change your mind and stay. Wentworth needs you more than ever now.
Oh, God, that is revolting. How can you eat that pig swoop?
Well, if they'd starving.
Well, I refuse to be treated like an animal.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow. Here's trouble.
Come on, all of you, take a stand with me now.
Enough, Hennessy.
You go to hell.
All right. All of you, get out now. Quickly and quietly.
I haven't finished me dinner.
Put it in a doggy bag.
Yeah, I got some chocolate.
No, it's okay. I'll look after this. I'll just see that she cleans it up.
You know, we can't go on meeting like this.
Oh, we're going to see a lot of each other if you keep this up. Now, pick that slop up.
Certainly.
You rotten little bitch.
You sadistic bitch. Now we know how you really were.
Now that's the one I owed you. This one's for now.
Wait outside.
Why? So you can...
Just do as you're told.
Oh, she provoked me, Jim. I know I shouldn't have lost my temper.
No, you shouldn't have.
What are you going to do?
Come on, Colleen. You know I've got to report it.
Oh, for God's sakes, Jim, you're leaving. What difference does it make to you?
I've got a job to do. Part of that job means seeing that the women get a fair go.
You can't bear to think of me being promoted, can you?
That's got nothing to do with it.
Just because Vera got the governorship, because you couldn't make the
Look, I
grade,
don't give a damn about you or Vera. But if you want that promotion, I suggest you go out and earn it.
You saw that woman assault me. You've got to report her.
Don't you tell me my job, Hennessy.
You mean you're not going to do anything?
And don't put words in my mouth.
But you will report her.
I'll make out a report. Its contents are none of your business.
I get it. I'm to be the scapegoat again, is that it?
Listen, if you're so concerned with justice, give a thought to your hearing tomorrow. That's what I wanted to see you about.
Oh, Mr. Fletcher, I didn't know you cared.
I don't, to be frank. But you're entitled to legal representation now. Do you want me to organise it for you?
Oh, you've got to be kidding. Put my fate in the hands of some brainwashed incompetent. I'd rather defend myself. At least that way I'll have a fighting chance.
All right, you can get some books from the prison library. You've got till lights out. That should give you a few hours to prepare.
That'll be more than enough. 3 months! 3 bloody months!
Yes. I do think the sentence was a bit severe under the circumstances.
Oh, they would have given me 3 years if they thought they could have got away with it. Oh, they're scared of me because I won't conform.
Well, I can understand your bitterness, but with good behaviour you should get remission and be out in 2 months.
What? And crawl to Powell and her cronies? Oh, no, thanks. I don't have the time. Look, I have to be out of here in 2 weeks to represent the movement on Forum for the People.
The television show? But how can you?
Well, I'll appeal. Or I'll think of something else if that doesn't work, but they are not going to stop me.
No one has tried to. You're the only person responsible for your presence here.
Oh, come on, you're too intelligent to believe that. You know as well as I do this is an official conspiracy to stop me from telling the truth.
Well, what about your parents? Do they know you're here?
Oh, not unless they've read the newspapers. Even then, I doubt it. Mother usually buries her head in the social pages, and Daddy gets no further than the stock market report.
I see.
They're your typical wealthy, middle-class money grubbers. The only useful thing they've ever done with their money is to put me through uni.
Well, they are your parents. You must have some feelings towards them.
Must I? Tell me why. I have been fighting people like them all my life.
You'll find a lot of the women in here very bitter, too, for a variety of reasons. Now, for your own sake, I'd soft-pedal your philosophy if I were you. Otherwise, they could make life very difficult for you.
Look, I have to make them see my point of view, whether they want to or not, because otherwise this has all been pointless.
Well, I think that's about enough for today. I'll come back and see you in a few weeks, okay?
I didn't know I had a choice.
Right, this is where you'll work. Smith, use an extra pair of hands.
Oh, yeah, the laundry could do with some sorting.
Right, Hennessy, that'll be your job. Get to it.
You heard her.
No labourer.
In here, you know better than anybody else. And we all do our bit. Now get moving.
Don't give me orders, Smith. I didn't elect you as leader. I doubt if anyone else here did. But if they're prepared to kowtow to you, that's their business. But I don't accept your authority.
Yeah, well, maybe you'll accept a fist in the face.
Thanks, Doreen, but I do my own fighting. If you don't get moving in 10 seconds, I will rearrange your face in the press. 1, 2, 3.
Heavy. I spent ages washing that stuff. Well, I didn't ask for the job.
You're a spoilt brat, Hennessy.
Suppose you had maids to do all that for you, did you?
So what if I did? You lot are only fit for menial labour. You don't have half a brain between you.
Well, that does it.
You try it and I'll scream for help.
Well, that might just be worth it. Hey, girls?
Yeah.
Come on, let's get this.
What's all this noise about?
It's just a friendly argument.
Well, get back to work or you'll all lose your privileges. Hennessy, you come with me. We'll find something else for you to do.
Yes, Miss Barry.
Hey, this table will do. There's no one here.
Oh, I see you managed without me, all right.
Hey, did you hear something?
I didn't hear anything. Did you, Doreen?
Oh, don't be childish.
Nope.
Me neither.
You know, Officer Barry had her knickers in a knot.
Look, I don't care if you don't speak to me. It doesn't matter.
I think she meant it about our privileges.
Yeah, well, a certain person's going to be real sorry if she did.
Well, I wonder where she is. Oh, come on. That's enough.
She'll turn up soon, don't worry.
You fools. You just can't understand.
Just look for the nearest soapbox. She'll be on it.
Look, I wanted to help you, and you just don't have the brains to be helped. Well, you go right ahead. You play your childish little games. I don't need any of you.
There is an awful smell around here.
Seems to be going. Oh, well, of course. What do you think?
What the hell?
What nut's gone and done this?
I'll give you 3 guesses. You bloody little idiot. Do you know what you've done?
Well, I've made you talk to me, but, I don't have anything to say to
Listen,
you.
do you realize that we're going to be in a lot of trouble when the screws see this?
Well, she's in trouble right now.
You are a bully, Smith. Too bad you don't have the courage to stand up against your oppressors.
Oh? Well, right now, you're the only one who's oppressing me. Now, you listen to me.
No, you listen to us. We've had just about enough of you, haven't we, girls?
Yeah, well, it's about time someone taught you a lesson, you
All right,
spoiled
that's
little
enough.
brat.
No, it's not.
I said that's enough, Bryant.
But we were just...
Right, that's it. Privileges are suspended for the rest of the day for all of you.
Oh, that's hardly fair.
And who's responsible for this little bit of interior decorating? As if I need ask. Hennessy, this wouldn't be any of your work, would it?
I could have been framed, Mr. Fletcher.
I doubt it. I've just come from your cell. It's in the same mess as this room. Now, you and Bryant, clean it up now.
Oh, wait a minute.
I said now, Bryant. The rest of you clean this room up, and I want it done properly. Otherwise, there'll be no privileges tomorrow either.
Oh, so much of bloody justice.
Well, I can't stand any more of this. She's driving me up the wall.
You're not telling me anything new. She's making life bloody difficult for all of us.
Why is she such a pain?
Oh, because she thinks she's got a cause. She fancies herself a martyr, or haven't you noticed?
Well, you've got to do something, V. Something real drastic.
Well, don't you worry, I will. It's about time Joan of Arc found out who lights the fires around here.
Well, it's obvious that you were the instigator of that nonsense in the rec room, even though the women won't admit it. Now, you'll be up before a visiting justice in 4 days. Now, I want you to get this room into some sort of order. Bryant, see she does some of the work, would you?
What is it with you, huh? You've been here a couple of hours and already the place is in an uproar.
What do you think the visiting justice is going to give me?
Probably loss of remission. A couple of weeks more, I don't know.
I'm trying to shorten my bloody sentence, not lengthen it.
Yeah, well, you should have thought of that before, shouldn't you?
Look, Judy, I am fighting for true freedom. Your freedom. Look, all over the world, freedom fighters are being outlawed by the establishment. Now, if you can't accept it, at least try and understand.
The only thing I understand is that you are trouble. There are plenty of other people in here, victims of the establishment, as you put it. You've had more chances than anyone else has ever dreamed of. And you're asking me to feel sorry for you? You're nothing but a spoilt brat on an ego trip, and I don't want any part of it.
Oh, you're right, Judy. I've been a fool. But I never meant to hurt anyone.
Yeah, well, you have.
Not you, I hope. I really wanted us to be friends.
You should have thought of that before.
Where did you get that?
Let's just say I had a little visit from the chocolate fairy.
That's Doreen's, isn't it?
Oh, she needs to diet. I thought I'd help her along.
Is this how you get your kicks? Stealing from the poor to feather your own nest?
But I thought...
Yeah, well, you thought wrong. I'm going to return this. And I'm warning you, girl. You try any more tricks like this, and I'm going to rearrange your face.
I was worried about the promotion, so I guess I wasn't thinking clearly. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Look, Colleen, this Hennessy thing, it's a bit of a mess. I just wish that there was some other way that I could...
No. You have to submit that report. It's part of your job. I've always admired the way you've done things in the past. Oh, just wish none of it had happened.
Yeah, me too.
Friends?
Yes, of course. Now, look, I better get these typed up.
All right, Smith, get out of my way or I'll call a guard.
You would too, lag.
I think it's time we had a little talk.
We don't have anything to talk about.
Wouldn't you like to tell us how you're planning to change the world?
Or maybe you'd like to hear my philosophy. You see, there are a few basic rules in here you have to observe if you want to survive. And right now, I don't think you're going to make it.
You save your breath. You're not part of my sentence.
That's where you're wrong, Lovey. I'm the biggest part of your sentence.
You want to watch it be? You're starting to believe your own publicity.
Now, if I were you, I'd keep what I think you call a low profile.
Well, you're not me, so mind your own business.
Wentworth is my business.
Come on, Bea. You're wasting your breath. She won't think she's so bloody clever once that stuff hits the floor.
I don't know. It'll take more than a few practical jokes to pull that one into line.
Mr. Fletcher, I want to make a complaint.
Aren't you supposed to be cleaning this floor, Hennessy?
Well, I was, but Smith and Bird sabotaged the bucket.
Well, then I suggest you get some clean water and start again.
Look, I want to make a telephone call. Well, I'm entitled to one a week.
Well, you haven't only been here for 24 hours.
Oh, please, Mr. Fletcher, I've got to start organising my appeal. I'll clean this mess afterwards.
Oh, all right. Come on.
Also, if it's possible, I'd like to have a visitor this afternoon.
What, a social visit?
Well, no, she'll be helping with my appeal.
All right, as long as she promises to leave. I don't think I can cope with two of you in here.
I just wish he had more of the common touch, like old Ned here. Hello. No, it's Linda. It's Andrea.
Can you come out here today? I have to talk to someone about an appeal. Please?
Sure. Hey, what's up? You sound different.
Everything. Look, you can't imagine what it's like in here. Everyone's out to get me.
Look, just stay cool a little longer. I'll be there, I promise.
Right, have you finished?
Yeah. Could I get cleaned up before Linda comes?
Not until you clean up that mess in the corridor. Then you can have your shower.
Mr. Fletcher?
Come on.
How long are you going to be, Bryant?
Oh, give us a break, will you? You know I'm only a two-fingered typist.
Well, go and make some coffee or something. I have to use the typewriter.
Well, look, I'll type it for you. I'm not fast, but I'm willing.
You're getting far too familiar, Bryant. This job doesn't entitle you to take liberties. Now go and do as you're told.
I'll make the coffee.
Which one's the cold? The one on the left. Oh, this ought to fix the smoke a little bit. Oh, another way, you think?
Hi. Care to join me in some light reading?
No, thanks. Listen, do you know anything about this meeting tonight?
Meeting? What for?
Well, I don't know. There's a notice in the staff room saying that there's a meeting after the day shift.
It's the first I've heard of it. Must be one of Mrs. Davidson's royal decrees.
Yeah, well, that's another funny thing. It's not signed.
Really?
Hmm.
Oh, well, I'd better check it out. Thanks.
Come on, Brian, snap out of it.
Oh, sorry, of course.
Yes, miss, can I help you?
Here to see Andrea Hennessy.
Oh, yes, Miss Gorman, isn't it? Well, if you care to sign in here, please, miss. I'll get an officer to take you to the interview room.
They wouldn't go that far, surely. Oh, wouldn't they? I could have burned to death in that shower. And you think Pal's responsible? Has to be. She's the only one vindictive enough. And after that beating she gave me in the dining room, I wouldn't put anything past her. What about this Smith woman? Oh, she's just a self-styled dictator. She needles me, but I can handle that. There must be someone who can help. What about the guy who brought you in? He seemed almost human, considering what he represents. Fletcher? Oh, he's deputy governor or something. Strictly company man. Look, he hasn't openly assaulted me, but he has refused me protection, and he's concocted extra charges to keep me in here longer. Don't be fooled by his manner. He's part of the plot. Plot? Don't be naive. He's part of the conspiracy to silence me, either by keeping me in here indefinitely or by... But why would they take that chance now? I mean, there's still so few of us and we're not that well known. How can we harm them? Look, they can't afford to let me appear on the Forum for the People program. When I tell what I know about abuse and the law, it'll cause such a stink with the public that they'll have to release me. Okay, that's fine. But supposing the appeal fails, how are you going to get out then? That's what you have to figure. You and the others. But one way or the other, the movement has got to get me out. Okay. I'll talk to the committee and tell them it's a matter of priority. Oh, it's more than that. It's a matter of life and death.
32 people showed up at the last meeting, and half of them came for the free grog. I felt like that fella in the commercial looking for somewhere to hide my wine cask.
Well, if we can't get her out by force, we'll just have to infiltrate.
Sounds a bit dicey. What do you have in mind?
Supposing we could get impressions of the keys off Andrea. We can drug the guards and then we'll...
How do we do that?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet. A coffee urn?
Good thinking. Except what drug and how do we get our hands on it?
Poison. Rat poison.
Oh, terrific. Only I don't see myself as a mass murderer, do you?
No, I suppose not. But there has to be a way, Ricky. I mean, when I think what those Gestapo hoods are doing to Andrea, I get so angry.
Me too. That pal must be a real bitch. How brave do you think she'd be with this shoved up her nose?
Ricky, that's fantastic. Have you got any ammo?
Who needs it? If somebody pointed that at me, I'd do what I was told, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I suppose I would. And I know where we can get our hands on some real firing power. My brother's got a shotgun and plenty of ammo. Once they see it, they're going to wish they'd taken notice of us.
I knew this would happen one day, but it's all happening so fast, isn't it?
Well, either we're very early or they're very late.
Perhaps they're not coming at all. Perhaps it's just you and me.
Well, that'll suit me fine. I'm not really in the mood for a mystery meeting tonight.
Know exactly what you mean. Well, we never get time to ourselves. This could be our big chance to get to know each other.
Where are the others? I don't want to be here all night.
It is just you and me, Jim.
What are you talking about?
Well, I just thought it would be a chance for us to unwind a bit. You don't have a date or anything, do you?
No, just a minute. I'm a bit confused. What about that notice?
Got you here, didn't it? Oh, come on. The pressure's off for the day. I thought we could just get to know each other better.
Is this where I'm supposed to say, all this is so sudden or something?
Oh, Jim. I think you're nervous.
Colleen, if I didn't know you better, I'd say you were making a pass.
Well, would that be so terrible?
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. but that was on the outside. And things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare of waking up alone. On the inside, the roses grow. They don't mind the stony ground, but the roses here are prisoners too when morning comes around.